Unbelievable.
Mark's in. Okay. Anyway, we'll get this started. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is Spyro the Dragon. I'm Dact. This is Mark next to me. He's not really on camera yet, but
Hello.
Mark.
So yeah, as Dax said, this is 120%, and a lot of people might be thinking that's more than 100%, and you would be correct. This game, once you complete 100% of it and beat the final boss, a final level opens up where you get 20 more percent. I say that in quotations.
Just like 2,000 more gems.
Yeah, which isn't technically 20%, but you know, semantics. It's just a level that opens up that gives you like a bunch of gems. It's like this secret level, and then you beat that and finish the game. So. Yeah, you'll just see him basically clear world by world. First thing, yeah, he'll step on all of those stones to unlock a
secret level
flight.
right off the bat.
Yeah. So you get to see your first flight.
Yeah, we don't start with one of the actual platforming levels, which is a shame.
He's doing a little bit of camera manipulation there, so he's actually holding L2. Just to face the camera away, and that basically affects the plane cycles that you can see coming up, and that sets up the planes in pretty much the exact way that he wants. We actually missed one there, unfortunately. But yeah, ideally you would hit 7 planes there to get this last arch, the last barrels, and then get this last plane here, which he might be able to. Oh, he almost saved it. Actually,
that could have been great.
Yeah. But yeah, it's actually not a trivial flight right off the bat.
It's one of the hardest ones.
It's one of the hardest ones in the game, for sure. Yeah, it's not so bad.
That would be a reset straight away in an attempt, though.
Yep,
Yeah, there are
yeah.
lots of resets to the planes in this level.
So yeah, if you haven't played the game before, the flight levels are basically you just have to collect 4 sets of 8 different things. So in this one, it's barrels, arches, planes, and then chests. And then once you collect the last item, you'll do this. Usually, you'll do this animation, and it'll say, "Oh, you've collected all these things." But you can see there, he just completely skipped the animation. If you go through the last thing or flame the last thing, collect the last item, whatever, and then immediately run into some kind of surface or fly into some kind of surface, it will cut the animation short. So you'll see him do that in, I think, every single flight.
Yeah.
Yes. Because it saves like, I don't know, 3 or 4 seconds every flight.
Yeah, most of them are pretty easy. There's a couple that are less easy.
Yeah, so you can see he actually went low there for that one, that last chest, so he actually hit the platform that the chest was on. And
you
then
also go low
because
you just fly faster when you're lower down.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. So the closer you are to the water, you actually do fly faster. I don't know if it's like a lag thing or
no, it's just a mechanic.
It is actually a mechanic. There you go. Oh, we're doing out of bound route.
Yes.
Nice. So yeah, first platforming level, you're actually going to see your first out of bounds, of which there aren't a whole lot. So.
No. Some of the later Spyro games are very, very broken with like out of bounds through scenery and stuff. This one much less so.
Yeah.
There are a couple.
Cool. So you can actually see what, he missed that one, but you saw it, he did it once on the other side. What he's doing there is basically, we just call it a wall glide. So he's just trying to sort of glide against the wall, just to try and get enough height just to make that jump back so he doesn't have to keep going up the stairs. This is the out of bounds, which he did quite well, very good. Yeah. I'm not as familiar with that one, but basically you want to try and get up on the scenery there, which from what I understand, there's not many places you can stand on the first jump of that scenery. It's like a really, really small part that you can actually stand on.
Yeah, once you get up there, there's loads of places you can like explore on the ledges, but...
yeah, actually getting up there, you need quite a lot of height, so... and then you go out of bounds, you go straight into the tunnel section. It saves you having to go in the tunnel the normal way and then out the way he just came. So yeah, saves a little bit of time that way.
I think I got all of that.
Yeah, I think so. That one gem's pretty
There was
forgiving.
one of them that took a while, but
yeah.
I'll just pause. I'll hold on before I leave.
Yeah.
Oh,
You didn't
So
get
it's,
either.
no, I didn't. It's like, so it's really annoying because the muscle memory gets so ingrained to just press start up X to leave a level. And so even if you notice that you missed something, your fingers are like already at like,
Yeah.
they're just going ahead of you. But I know exactly what I missed.
Yeah.
And it's pretty close to the start, so could be worse.
Ah, yeah, it's just the two. Cool.
So hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
It is an eternal problem with running this game is you don't get any indication that you're missing gems until you're like about to leave the level.
Yeah, you pause and exit, and the pause and exit, as you can see, is very, very quick. So if you don't notice before then, chances are you will probably leave the level without a gem.
Yeah, the gem counter in the corner of the screen like updates pretty slowly, so it's hard to keep track. Anyway, we're all good.
Yeah, so we've got Stone Hill, and this one is a really big level, kind of, they spread out a lot of things, so it's quite large. Also, this is a neat trick. So you're not supposed to stand on that platform, and the way the game stops Spyro from standing on platforms is he rolls out of it. But if you hold the jump button, so if you jump onto it, keep holding jump, and then just hold up on the analog or D-pad, he'll roll upwards, and you can actually use it to get up to this section a slightly unintended way. So first thief there, you'll see a few of those throughout the run as well.
Yeah, they're awful when you're just playing this casually, but
yeah,
when you know where they're going to go, you can kind of preempt them.
yeah, they have different like mechanics as well. So like he didn't jump going towards that thief as well. If he was jumping towards it, that thief actually would have taken off a lot quicker. So like actually understanding the thief's mechanics make it very, very easy to catch them.
And also just flame charging, which is
Yeah.
essentially you can't flame while you're charging. And so one of the important things to be able to do for running Spyro games in general is to be able to very quickly stop charging, flame, and then start charging again.
Yeah.
And yeah, a very important use of that is getting egg thieves.
Yeah, so it's very quickly just like moving your thumb across the face buttons to flame charge. So another thing that Hill will be doing quite a lot of it, you might have already seen it because you can actually see the controller, I believe.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can see the controller in the webcam. So whenever he does a glide, you might see him like sort of slide his thumb down the face buttons. So basically he's doing something called a charge glide, which is as easy as it sounds. You charge and then you glide. So if you jump and then charge like immediately before you glide, you'll actually get more speed on your glide rather than gliding, like jumping and gliding normally. So, and because you glide a lot in this game, you want to try and do it absolutely everywhere. So
Yeah, you get more speed and you also get more height because at the very start of a charge, like a charge out of the air, you go up a tiny bit.
Yeah, you can try it yourself. If you just sort of jump and then hit charge, you'll sort of bob his head up first before he starts going down. So
You can get onto some ledges and then it affects charge glides, obviously.
Yep. Cool. So yeah, this is first home orders Artisans is it's very, very short. Like you finish in about 11, 12 minutes generally. So this is Town Square.
Yes. So one of the route that everyone used to do kind of did this section, this little outside section, half of it before the level and half of it after. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do a cool trick to get into Toasty afterwards. So I need to clear out that whole bit.
Nice 666 by the way.
Yeah, thanks. I could have 4665, but I did that just for you.
Oh yeah.
You can jump over one of those gems.
Cool. So yeah, I guess pointing out the collectibles in this game, there's 3 collectibles, gems, dragons, and eggs. So the requirement is to get all of those. There's, I always forget how many gems is it?
14,000.
14,000, there you go. 80 dragons and 10 eggs.
12.
12.
I don't even remember.
I don't, yeah. we get all of them. So, and most of them you won't see super early on. You'll see them in the second and third homeworlds a lot. To access every homeworld, there's some sort of requirement. So to get out of Artisans, it's just collect 10 dragons. The Peacekeepers is collect 1,200 gems.
1,200. Yeah, that's what,
1,200.
That is what you said.
So like to access the next homeworld, you just need every requirement. Because we're getting everything, the requirements don't matter at all. But obviously for any percent, you just hit those requirements and move on. But to access Dreamweavers?
I don't know.
Yeah, Dreamweavers is eggs. So you have to access it.
Oh, no, that's to access
Beastmakers,
to get out of
yeah.
Because there's actually no eggs after Magic Crafters.
That's right, yeah. So, so there's no thieves or anything after Magic Crafters because there's no requirements to access homeworlds or levels. So, all right. There we go, and he's going to access Toasty from the back. So, again, there's very small platforms that Spyro can stand on there. If he didn't stand in those specific spots, chances are he would have rolled off the mountains, so, and not being able to make that trick.
But the reason we needed to do that is because I did that out of bounds route in Dark Hollow. If it's faster, but if you do that, you don't leave by the return home whirlwind, and we don't do that in any of the other levels either. But you're supposed to need to do that at least once to get into Toasty.
Yeah, it's actually one of the requirements to get into Toasty.
It's a really arbitrary thing.
Yeah, I think the requirements is that and then the dragon in front of Toasty, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Which he's got neither, so. Oh yeah, so that's, he got what we call Suicide Dog. So if he sort of jumps around that first dog, the dog will actually follow him off the ledge and just jump off the ledge, and the game will just give you the gem for him. So
yeah. That happens whenever any enemy or gem just falls off into the abyss or into water or something. It just gives you the gem.
Yeah.
Which is good because otherwise you'd be stuck.
I think PAL doesn't.
Yeah, that's actually something to point out. I'm playing on the American version of the game. The PAL version it's not awful, but I wouldn't want to run it.
No.
And yeah, one of the random things is that it doesn't give you those dogs gems when they fall off.
Yeah, there's a lot of, there's chests and things that spits out lots of gems right on the edge of a cliff, to a death plane. And a lot of the times gems will just fall off. And a lot of the times you can look down and see the gem on the death plane. And it's just well, I can't get it. It's there forever. But I think you just have to leave the level and go back in and it respawns.
Or even just die.
Just die, okay, yeah.
But
yeah, that's not this version, fortunately. So.
Yeah, PAL version has different physics. Spyro's run speed is actually faster, but he handles way worse, and some of the tricks that we do are not possible, so it ends up losing time.
Yeah, it's on PAL.
And slower load times as well, and slower animations.
Also, one of the tricks right at the end of the game just doesn't work, so it's a good version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Artisans, so very, very quickly beaten. Trying to check the time.
Yeah. I don't know split times very well in this game, but Artisans is one of the few that I know what time.
I feel like everyone knows their Artisans time.
Yeah.
Cool, so another wall glide here. You can see he was sort of cutting close to the wall to try and keep his height. And that's just to access Night Flight early. And that's the way this homeworld works, it saves him.
There's the cannon in both directions.
Yeah, the cannon in both directions for sure.
You need to let the enemy push it part way and then push it back the other way to wreck a chest. It's slow. I mean, the route is a very small time save. Yeah. That's most things in this game.
Yeah, a lot of this is just very, very small optimizations this game. So.
This is the only flight that doesn't have anything that's on a cycle, nothing's moving. So
that's a good point.
It's you'd think that would make it easier, but some of the movement's pretty tight. And for some reason, the timer in this level is really tight. Even with the speedrun route and everything, if you miss a couple things, you can very easily run out of time.
Yeah. Every other flight, it's you have heaps and heaps and heaps of time left. But this one, it's just like, yeah, it's very easy to be like under 10 seconds left with a couple of even minor mistakes sometimes. So, no, that was pretty well perfect, yeah.
All good, and ram into that lamppost to skip the animation.
Yep, once again. Come over here and get this thief dragon.
Yeah, animation skip on the thief.
Oh yeah, so if so you might have noticed on the very first thief, once you flame it, the game completely stops Spyro and plays the egg animation, which he skips anyway. But if you oh, that's a shame. Tried another wall glide there. That's okay. He can make it back.
No, I can't.
That's right.
I'll go the other way.
Yeah, but the thief animation, if he like flame charges and then just sort of jumps and like holds charge, he can basically move forward during the time that the game is supposed to stop him. So yeah, we just call it animation skip.
Yeah.
Which yeah, he will try to do on pretty well every thief. It's again very minor, but
there's a couple of them that are really tricky to get. Some are trivially easy.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's probably one of the easier ones, but it's also very easy to do that to like bonk on his hitbox.
Yeah, if you try and cut on the inside of the thief, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I guess this is a good time to mention flame charging as well. So you can see also that first fan chest has a cool property.
Yeah, we'll point that out.
Yeah, so flame charging, basically, you'll notice he's like flaming things and the gem's still homing in to Spyro, which normally when you flame something, the gem just sort of pops out whatever goes in, whether it be a chest or an enemy, it just sort of pops up. But ideally what you want to do is if you flame something and then immediately charge, like as the thing breaks, you're charging, the game thinks you have charged whatever you went into and then will immediately home in to you. So you want to try and do that everywhere. Again, if you're doing it a lot, so it saves a lot over the course of the run. Particularly like fan chests, I feel like as well, it's really satisfying. And if you miss it, then you have to like turn around. Turning around is really, really slow in this game and clunky and not very fun, so.
That pink gem is supposed to be inside an enemy, but the fan chest I broke at the very start of the level, the debris from it actually like popped up and killed him. And you just didn't see because it was way off screen.
Yeah, there's one more time right at the end of the run where you'll see it again. I'll try to point it out.
There's actually a couple more times. Yeah, there's one in Beastmaker's Home World. And then,
oh, there is too, actually. Forgot about that one.
But yeah, fan chests have this like big piece of debris that comes off them, and depending on which direction you flamed it from, it can hit stuff.
Yeah, the one in loot is really, really easy to see, so if you miss it, I'll try and point that one out specifically. It's not easy, those three enemies. It's very easy to get hit there.
Yeah. I mean, if you can flame charge quickly, it's not too bad. You just kind of charge through and the birds run into you, or fly into you. I didn't mean to hit them. Okay.
So he's going to actually charge this fireworks chest. So fireworks chest, normally you flame them and then they have like this like few seconds you can hear. And then it explodes. He flamed that one because he had to go out of his way to get some more chests anyway. But if you have the sparks, like if you have the health, you want to charge into it because it saves, 2 or 3 seconds over flaming it and waiting. Which I guess I can also point out how Sparks works. So the little dragonfly that's following Spyro is called Sparks. And Sparks has a couple of properties. The first one is Sparks collects gems. So whenever gems home in, it's Sparks actually going around and collecting the gems for Spyro and then collecting them. But Sparks also acts as your health meter. So at the moment you can see Sparks is blue. That means Dax taken 1 hit point. If he was at full health, he'd be at gold Sparks. If he takes another one, he'll be at green Sparks. And if he takes another one again, he's at no Sparks. And no Sparks particularly is really, really bad because you have no health and you also have no gem homing. So you have to touch each gem individually to collect it. So at the very least, you want at least green Sparks. No Sparks is very, very slow.
Little unintended jump there around
Yep.
that tower. And there'll be another one coming up in a second as well.
Yeah.
This one. Doesn't
Again.
look too hard, but takes some practice to get used to. Ah, wow. This getting owned.
And another unintended jump here,
Yeah.
up to that. So he can get those 2 10 gems. And he's gonna actually flame that that rocket from the bottom, which
Yeah,
is
that's also unintended. It's
unintended. There's a lot of
the whole
unintended
route
stuff.
in this
Yeah.
level is just messed up.
Yeah, and that saves him, like, what you're supposed to do is come sort of halfway up here and then go down to that platform, flame the rocket, and then come, oh, there's a bar there, and then go all the way, back up, which again is slow. You don't want to be going back and forth. So yeah, you can. It's just out of reach, but if you jump and sort of flame at the right angle, you can hit the rocket that way.
But the Superman
Yeah.
pose there. missed the flame there.
I guess it's also worth mentioning how Sparks works in terms of collecting gems as well, because for the most part in this game you have to be very, very close for Sparks to sort of work. But I think we've sort of figured out that if you're charging your hitboxes, or his hitbox is a little bigger, and I think I've always found that.
I believe you, but
Yeah,
I've never heard
and
that.
I think what Chris found out is that if the gem is behind you, the radius is ever so slightly bigger as well. So, which is a bit weird, but
Yeah.
it's Chris, and Chris has played this game far too much, so
Yeah,
I would believe that.
Understandable. The kind of the thing you need to be most wary of with Sparks in this game specifically is that he won't pick up gems if you're not on the ground.
Yeah.
So you can very easily just jump over gems, and even if you were like right next to them,
Yeah.
nothing will happen.
Yeah, that's something they did change for 2 and 3, thankfully.
Yeah.
Nice. So that can be a tough level with a lot of the unintended stuff, so it went pretty well.
Yeah, lots of enemies in weird positions as well. Weird RNG there.
So that's the cannon that Dak was talking about. So you can see there was like a little target on the right-hand side, which he doesn't need to hit because that's the platform to get to Night Flight.
Yeah, which we've
earlier,
already
which
done.
he's already done. So don't need to worry about that. But yeah, that saves him having to jump to one side, turn it, hit it, jump to the other side, turn it, and then hit those chests. So.
There's very little like luck-based things in this game, but the enemy formation when you leave Clifftown is one of them. And it's not like the variation isn't that much. It just which enemies you can get on the way to the cannon and which ones you have to get after.
Yeah. So I guess this is actually the second boss level. The bosses in this game are a little bit of a joke. The first one was actually Toasty. That was the scary scarecrow-looking thing that just turned out to be a sheep on stilts. This is they're very, very simple, as you can see coming up. They're generally quite short, the levels, and then you get to the boss, and this is just like. You flame him, he drops a gem, he goes to the next platform. You flame him again, he drops another gem, he goes to the next platform. You flame him, he's dead.
Yeah, there is some optimization you do though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll actually get it because I was a bit late here. The gem didn't home in. But you can make him jump fewer times on this platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah. So yeah, he can jump like I think 3 or 4 more times, doing his like animation before he'll turn around so you can hit him. Cool. Very tiny optimization as well. He actually jumped directly on that last gem so that Sparks wouldn't pick it up, because Sparks collecting gems is actually, there's a small delay before you actually collect it. and the game doesn't take it as collecting it until Spyro gets the gem. So him jumping directly on that last gem gets him the gem ever so slightly quicker, so he can exit the level a bit quicker as well.
Yeah, it's usually only worth doing like at the end of the level, because otherwise you're going to be going somewhere else anyway.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's it.
Doesn't matter. But.
This one's a fun level.
Yeah, this is actually the longest level for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Until we get to Dreamweaver. And the route is strange.
It's very rare.
You do the first little bit normally, and then you skip to basically the end and do it backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like there's a part where the level actually splits off into two sort of areas, and you want to try and do it the fastest way. So you can see is like he flames that enemy, and then just sort of leaves all of that, including the dragon. Believe me, it is faster. But yeah, he goes over here and gets that key, which he needs. Back where the dragon and the gems were, there's actually an area where there's a key chest. So you can't complete that area just yet anyway. So yeah, you want to get that key first, and then it's just so happened it's faster to do all this first, and then you end at the key chest. So.
Yeah, I could have got that dragon earlier just for safety, because if I die like somewhere around here, it's very, very, very bad.
Yeah.
But I don't think I need it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. So I guess dragons act as your like checkpoint system as well. So if you happen to die anywhere in the level, you'll respawn at either the start of the level, or if you've rescued a dragon in that level, at the last dragon that you rescued. So. Yeah, outside of the very first dragon, this is the next one. So, yeah, if he died, say, in that pit, it would have been a big, big time loss. So, yeah.
Also, those little purple, like, clam-looking chests, they have extra lives in them. They can be useful, but they're not necessary for percentage, so we don't need to get any of them.
Yeah.
There are some death abuses in this run, so I probably will end up collecting one or two a bit later on.
Yeah, he wants to be at ideally 0 lives for a trick towards the end of the game as well. So his life management's pretty important.
Yeah, but this early on, it's no big deal.
Yeah, no, there's no point worrying about it now. But yeah, definitely once he gets to Dreamweavers, it's something he'll have to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, I've died accidentally at least once, maybe twice, I don't remember.
Yeah. But, good. So now he's actually just working through the level backwards. Hey, we're back in the room with the dragon. So,
this is that one we skipped earlier.
Yeah, and the reason he didn't get that first, so interesting thing with the dragons, you want to free the dragon from a very specific spot. So you can see he could have just gone directly at the dragon from the side, basically, and you would have thought that would have been quicker. But a lot of the times, and you'll see it quite a lot of times he'll like go around to the other side of the dragon. Spyro does an animation where it's very, very small, but an animation when you free a dragon, so you can see he does it here, where he walks away from the dragon. If he freed him from the other side, Spyro would walk all the way around the dragon back to that spot anyway. So it ends up just being faster. Oh my god. It ends up just being faster to like free the dragon from the spot you're supposed to anyway. So each dragon has a set spot that you'll walk back to.
Yeah, it's faster for you to like charge around while you have control than it is for Spyro to do it by himself during the cutscene.
That's it, yeah. And the reason why he left that last dragon in Ice Cavern, is because it walks you backwards, and because you have to go that way anyway, you actually save a little bit of time.
Thief skip.
That way. Another thief skip, very nice.
Those 2 gems are just hidden around the corner. It's a big detour for almost nothing, but it's 120%, so we have to do it.
Yeah. That's where the thief is supposed to go, so I guess yeah.
Yeah, he like baits you and jumps up on that tall platform.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I forgot there's one there as well, actually.
Oh,
so yeah, so you can see that enemy just died randomly. That was another these fan chests. That was more of that debris actually killing that enemy. And it's actually really, really nice that that's the thing, because he puts up like the wall which you can jump around. It's a little hard.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it saves you. Like you can collect all that there rather than trying to jump around the wall or getting it, like coming around and doing it later, which is slow. So. Yeah.
So this level is all on stair cycles. Hopefully I can make this stuff.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
It should be alright.
Like,
Yeah.
cool.
Loads of time.
This level's hard.
I thought I missed that first flame, so I wasn't ready for the flame chest.
Yeah.
You need to flame those flame chests 3 times. Your flame has a cooldown, so you can't just mash circle and... I mean, you can mash circle, but there'll still be like a delay in between your flames. And so the first 2 you can just mash out, and then the third one you need to time if you want to get the flame charge on it. Nice, good cycle.
Oh, yeah, very good, yeah.
And this, it doesn't really matter what cycle you get here, because you
Yeah.
can just kind of glide around, and he lowers it once he notices you near him.
Yeah.
And so you can just glide around the side, and he'll just lower it when you're
Yeah,
in the right
because
spot.
how those enemies work is once you get near them, they'll just like run away and like this. So, yeah, so like he doesn't lower raise platforms when you're near him. Hopefully a pretty cool thing here.
Oh,
I was about to say, you can actually kill that guy and hit the fireworks chest with a single flame if you get it from the right angle, but the hitboxes of those guys are very, very large, so it can very easily block it.
And then, so most of the scenery that you can see is actually solid, but some of it isn't.
Yeah. And this is one that isn't. There you go.
Yeah.
You can try that one at home. It's very easy.
Especially if you like jump and glide rather than just doing a charge jump like I did there.
Yeah.
It's really easy.
Yeah, it makes it really easy to get that thief as well, because that thief usually runs all the way around here. You just get him like before he basically moves. So. He's got 3 platforms with 3 fireworks. He's going to flame the first 2, and then he's going to charge the third one.
Yeah, there's just enough room on that platform to not get knocked off.
Yeah. Cool. Good level. It's not an easy level, that one. So.
Yeah, it's got some tough movement. So yeah, that's what happens if you don't do the animation skip on the scene.
Yeah, you just sort of
kind
stop.
for a
Yeah.
second. So, I mean, you stop for ages, but you can skip the cutscene with X. It takes a while before it's skippable.
Also, that's slightly unintended. You're supposed to open that with a key later on. So further on in the home world, there's a little like cave area or tiny little cave that has a key in it, which you have to collect and then go back and unlock that key chest. But you can just use the supercharge to break open
I'm
the strong
guessing that's
chest.
just like an Easter egg.
It must
like,
be,
that seems too
it seems too easy.
obvious to be unintended.
Sure. Cool.
The flame charges on these wizards are kind of tough to do without bonking on them.
Yeah, again, their hitboxes are very, very large, and because you have to charge, it's very easy just to hit and bonk and get staggered. So,
not the best possible cycle, but it could have been worse. Because I got hit by one of those whirlwinds. They also have really big hitboxes.
Yeah. Yeah, this level's a bit all over the place. The route's going to look a little weird, but...
Yeah, there's kind of 2 popular routes as well for this.
Yeah, I think
they're about
I do
same
the other
speed.
ones, so...
I don't like the supercharge nonsense, so I make it as short as possible.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then a tricky thief animation skip here.
Yeah,
No,
not
I
quite.
didn't get it.
Yeah, that's a real tough one. He starts running very, very quickly, so... If you get him with the very edge, very tip of the flame, you can get him, but... Charge glad to get back here.
Yeah, and then said supercharge nonsense.
Yep. Ramps up there, very good.
That's
Very
all you
nice. Yep, that's all you need.
You can make that a lot longer with the other route and do a whole bunch of stuff with the supercharge, but
Yeah.
I'd rather just do the difficult climb at the start and make the supercharge as easy as possible.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, you got the like spiders, the armored spiders. So you have to either get it with the supercharge or the super flame. And because they're littered throughout the level, the super flame actually doesn't last that long. So ideally, you want to clear out that whole one path with the supercharge. If you miss it, then having to go back with the super flame is very, very slow. So it can be costly, but.
Yeah, you essentially just have to wait at the ferry for the thing to run out and then get kissed again.
Yeah. Yeah, because it won't let you...
I've tried a whole bunch of like backup routes to make it slightly faster, but I can't find anything that's better than just waiting.
Yeah. Cool. And he's actually going to get it. He's actually going to use the debris from this one on the right as well. There's a thief, which you didn't even see. There's like a little pool there, and it sort of circles the pool. And you can see him. He sort of came around the right of the fan chest. And that was so the debris would actually go left and hit that.
Yeah, if you were watching, you might have seen the
yeah.
egg counter pop up at the bottom. That only pops up when you kill a thief.
Yeah. Cool. So he actually skipped a flight level in the home world, but he needed that supercharge to break that strong chest. So it's just why he does Wizard Peak first, and then he goes back to do the flight. So this is a fun level as well.
Yeah. Got some tricky stuff in it, but so do most of the levels, to be honest.
Yeah, sure.
So there's a few different routes here. I'm going to clear out all of this stuff at the top, like now. You're supposed to kind of take a different path to get up to a wizard at the top. It's one of these kind of wizards. There's one on another platform, but I'm going to do a supercharge trick to get up there instead, so that I can do the whole like ledges section all in one go.
Going to leave a lot of that there. Just going to come back through. So you probably saw there was a little platform up on the right with a wizard. That's the one he's going to try to get up to here. So we're going to use this supercharge ramp, if you can get the gems. Yeah, so when Sparks is eating butterflies, which is refills your health, he's not picking up gems. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
awesome.
I know what I did there.
Yeah.
That's rare.
But yeah, he wants to take this supercharge actually back up to this area. He's sort of riding the wall to keep speed, and he's going to ramp off that and not make it up there.
These are...
Yeah, it's a little finicky from what I understand, so I've tried it myself and I didn't have much luck, so
that's bad.
There we go.
Okay.
Cool.
And so the rest is actually not in the normal way because
no. Again, there's a couple of ways to go. There's gems up there. There's another one of these platform. Okay.
Okay. All right.
There's one platform. There's another one of these like floating platforms as well, and then there's the end of the level. So he's going to get this thief. And he's actually going to Death Abuse here, so he can get back to the supercharge ramp because he needs that to get to the other floating platform.
Yeah. Yeah, you're supposed to ride 2 ramps to get to this next one, but if you do jump up there like that, you build up more speed than intended, and you can make it up here.
Yeah, sure. Also, now he's had a a couple of unintended deaths, I think. You'll need to...
Yeah, I'll be getting some
Get
more.
some lives, yeah.
I've got one.
You've got one, which is fine for now, yeah.
I'm not at risk of game over.
Yeah. There's like a bunch in the next home world as well, so...
Yeah.
This climb area is really fun if you do it quickly, so... Ooh.
You can get all three of those in one flame, and it's really satisfying. The triple treat.
The triple treat, yeah.
Yeah. And then the return home vortex is right next to us when we spawn after that dragon. And normally, going through return home vortex is worthwhile if you're right next to them. They kind of get you out of the level quicker than pause exiting. But you actually get access to the pause menu earlier than you gain control after a dragon. And so it's actually slightly faster if you're coming from a dragon cut. That's not gonna work. If you're coming from a dragon cutscene to pause exit.
Yeah. So there was a trick he tried there. Unfortunately, he didn't get. He collected everything but the dragon around that flight. And there's a trick that you can do where if you enter specifically this flight from the back, you can kind of, if you get the camera stuck on the actual arch itself, there's a little bit of camera manipulation. Spyro flies sort of further into the portal before actually entering the level.
Yeah, the level you're in doesn't deload until the camera goes through the portal.
That's right, yeah.
And so if you get the camera stuck, Spyro just goes through the portal for a bit before the level deloads.
Yeah.
And you can touch the dragon that's just in front of the level, and it counts as collected. And so when you leave the level, you have it.
Yeah.
But you don't have to watch the little dragon collecting cutscene thing.
Yeah. And unfortunately, missing it means the second you fly out of it, you touch the back of the dragon.
Yeah,
and means you have to walk all the way around to
You see what happens when you get a dragon from the wrong side. He walks really slowly all the way around.
Yeah, so, yeah, ideally that dragon would have been freed with that entry, but
yeah. You do get a better cycle here, though.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I did get that, cool.
Oh,
Those guys' hitboxes are strange.
Yeah.
All right, third boss level. This is Blowhard.
Yeah, there's some cycles in this one, there's some platform cycles in this. So hopefully gonna make.
I probably won't get the fastest one, but
yeah.
It's all good. That's Blowhard right there.
Yep.
Just a whirlwind with a hat. Okay, that's not too bad.
Okay, looks like a good cycle for these. Yeah, it's like the best cycle. Yeah, just get again, much like every other boss, you just sort of flame him 3 times across varying points of the level, and then he gives up all of his gems.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you charge right as the gems start to spawn and they home in on you.
Yeah. Yeah, same with, same thing as the flame charging. If you're charging, the gems will home in, so. Oops, that's Magic Crafters.
Yeah.
To Beast Makers, which a lot of people who first start running this game say this is the hardest.
This is where the difficulty ramps up.
It definitely
I would say,
ramps up. Yeah, there's some difficult levels, and the enemies are a bit more ruthless. So, particularly in Misty Bog,
yeah,
is pretty infamous.
That's my favorite double spring chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So spring chests, we haven't mentioned it all.
I don't think
you
so,
you
no.
flame them and the gem pops out and you have to grab the gem in the air But you can also just like flame and jump at the same time, and you can just grab it immediately.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
you get it as it's popping up.
Yeah.
So
if there's two next to each other like that, you can kind of, the enemy blocked it, but you can kind of flame them both and grab them both at the same time. So this level is on cycles as well.
yeah.
There's some electric floor cycles that I want to try and catch. It doesn't matter too much, like to miss like the first cycle or whatever, but you want to try and do all of it without stopping.
Yeah. Sure.
Free wall glide off that.
Yeah, you basically just need to like ever so slightly touch the wall to get enough height to make that jump.
But you can just kind of glide directly into it, and it won't.
Yeah.
It won't cut your glide. You just kind of go. All right, so I'll wait for this, but then I should be able to do the rest of it without stopping.
Yeah, I was about to say it actually might make the rest of it pretty easy actually. Oh, not quite.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to wait for this dude.
Yeah. It's all good.
Cyprin with his sexy dragon pose there.
Nothing close here.
Oh, I had a feeling that was going to happen. So, get this stuff and then go around. That probably wasn't the optimal way to do that.
Not really, probably. Yeah, falling down there is actually really, really costly. You have to go all the way back around.
Yeah, I should have just jumped rather than trying to do it. You can just make this free by jumping, but.
Cool. Yeah, so ideally you would have gotten those 2 5-gem spring chests and then collected that stuff at the bottom, but, you know, impromptu reroute.
Yeah.
So is going straight to Terrace faster and then...
It's about the same speed.
About the same,
I like this route because you get a couple of free chickens on the way out of Terrace Village, which is good, because you really want to have gold sparks at this point. So.
Also, cool thing here, he's actually going to intentionally take damage in the water there, so that way he can hit 2 of those fireworks chests while only taking 1 damage. He just uses the iframes to hit both of them. So he hits the first one on the side so it doesn't knock him back, and then he hits the second one, and that just ends up being a little quicker. Because either way, you'd be charging into the first one, but the first one sets off the second one, which sets off the third one, so if you can set off the second one straight away, then save a bit of time.
There's a tough route I'll go for in this flight. If I mess up anything at the start, though, I'll have to abort and do the easy route.
Yeah, again, more cycles. There's a certain plane cycle he wants to hit towards the end, but he has to go quite fast to get it.
Yeah, just lots of flying low and cutting corners.
Yep.
That should be okay.
Should be good, yeah. Yep. Very nice.
It's really strange. You like land and
Yeah.
just flame a bunch of stuff while you're in that little
Yes.
area. Thanks. Yeah, that was actually really hard. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not an easy route. That's what we call the advanced route.
Is it?
I don't know.
So So when there's two fan chests right there next to each other like that, you can try and get a flame charge on both of them, but depending on how they're spaced, it can be pretty tough.
Yeah.
So the other way is to just get them both in full flames, and you break one of them, the gem pops out while you're doing the last flame on the other one, and so you end up getting them both without having to stop.
Yes, this is Misty Bog. These tree enemies are a little annoying.
If you played this game like as a kid or just casually, you'll remember those trees.
And these frogs. The enemies in this game are very, very tough. Because both enemies attack or can attack very quickly and have a huge amount of range as well. So you need to be prepared.
Yeah, the frogs are a lot easier if you can flame charge well.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of hit them just before they hit you.
Yeah.
But if you just try and charge through them, they usually will hit you first. And the trees, you just need to be wary of when they aggro you.
Yep.
Because they will chase you.
And a lot of the times they will aggro really, really early, even like a lot of the times you can still get eaten in runs because they just aggro way, way too early.
Let the boar kill half the enemies there.
Yeah.
He's a bro. It's random what he, like how they're laid out though, so sometimes he kills all of them, sometimes he kills nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a room towards the end of this level, which we rightfully call Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, affectionate nickname.
Yeah. It's basically just a room filled with frog enemies and armored enemies, and the way you get through that is you have to charge through. Ooh, you gonna make that?
Yes.
No.
There is a bar there.
I said that earlier.
That's a hazard.
Yeah, so the very, very end of the level, there's the shield enemies and then the frogs. And like Dax said, you want to flame the frogs, like with flame charge, and then charge through the armored enemies. So it's a lot of that. The last area is a lot of like alternating between flaming and charging to try and hit every single enemy. You'll see it shortly. But yeah, it's a really tough room to do well. Three horsemen guarding the entrance. Yeah, this is the room here. So you'll see it's just like filled with. You can just throw all enemies in there, and it's really hard to not get hit. Hello. Okay, yeah. As long as you keep sparks out of there, it's fine.
Yeah, even like to be honest, even if you end up with no sparks, it's not the end of the world.
True.
There's a pretty quick chicken you can get in the home mod, but still having something is definitely better than nothing.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
I didn't even know.
Yeah. No, is it not?
I didn't think so.
Oh.
Oh wait, you got it. 500 or 5. Oh, it just didn't collect right away. Okay.
That's very unusual.
You must have paused like the frame before you collected it.
You can actually pause like slightly before the gem physically touches you, and you'll still have it.
I didn't see the gem around Spyro though, so it must have been like
Very
literally just before. So very weird.
I guess that's fine.
Treetops. This level is. A lot of people will remember this one as well. It has lots of supercharge ramps, lots of different ways to do things, but this level is actually really, really short because you abuse the supercharge quite a lot. So, yeah, it'll be over with in just a few minutes. So there's this like thief that sort of runs off in the beginning. I guess that doesn't really matter except for any %, but you can't flame him until he stops anyway. So. Double flame charge.
Yeah, I missed the easy first one.
What's your life situation, actually?
I have 1.
Okay.
I will get the one on
Yes.
Actually, one
Yeah, so he's going to do this route here. He's going to actually go. Oh damn. God damn, man. Scaring me. So he went off to the side there. It actually, if he goes off the side, he can hit those 2 spring chests and the strong chest. If he went just off the front, he wouldn't have been able to hit the spring chests. So saves a little bit of time. He almost missed it. Oh, that's scary. And then a Death Abuse so he can spawn back at the dragon to do the supercharge to this island, which it was actually another unintended one. So if you sort of leave your jump to the very, very last second and jump off the corner and get like a big jump off there, you can get just enough height to make it to that island, which normally you would have to take like 3 supercharge ramps around the level to be able to make. But yeah, you can make it just off the first one, which is very convenient.
Sniped that red thief as well. It doesn't really matter whether you kill him there or not. It's slightly faster too.
Yeah.
But you can catch him at the end of his path as well.
One more supercharge trick coming up to be able to make it.
The actual scary one.
Yes, yeah. Bit of stuff at the bottom. Gonna ramp up here, and yep, very good. And then yeah, ramp up to this this top area, which again you would have to hit like 2 or 3 supercharge ramps to be able to make it up to that area. But he did it from the lower ramp.
Yeah, doing it off the scenery is.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I don't want to say it's hard, but it takes some getting used to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not too bad, but yeah, if you.
That was bad.
If you take it too slight, you won't get enough height. If you take it too sharp, you'll just bonk.
Yeah, you also want to break as many of the fan chests up on the top level as you can as well. I got 1, which is normal.
Yeah.
If you can get both of them, that's great. It's really rare.
Yeah, it's hard.
And then 0 is a shame.
Yeah. Cool. So this is the Beastmaker's quote boss. It's actually different from.
Yeah, this is the most interesting boss.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty long level before the boss as well. So.
Yeah. It's probably one of the longest boss levels, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably Jacques longer, but.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
This is on a cycle. The cycle doesn't start immediately when you enter though. Kind of. I'm not 100% sure when the first phase cycle starts.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just know it's like this area.
Yeah.
That's what I've been told. So I usually just be like, okay, it's time to go fast from here.
Yeah. You mean you weren't already going fast?
No, it's just here. This is where it matters. So yes, this is Metalhead. That's a bad cycle. So these little posts will light up green when you can hit them, and then they'll just sort of go red and emit electricity if they're not able to be hit, and you'll take damage on it. So the idea is you have to break all of them to destroy Metalhead. So the cycle that he went for, you can kind of see he missed the first one on the right. Ideally, if he gets the right cycle, he should be hitting the same route every time.
Yeah,
he got this
especially
one
on
at
the
least.
second phase.
Also, Metalhead actually threw out an enemy that destroyed one of the lamps. There was actually supposed to be like another lamp there,
Yeah, just a
another
random
lamppost.
RNG time save. I love it.
Yeah.
There was a short while where I was running this game on a CRT that wasn't like NTSC compatible, and so I was playing in black and white. Nice. And this was the worst level because you just could not tell whether the pylons were about to go electric or not.
Well, you couldn't tell when they were flashing at all?
Yeah,
Oh my
like red and
goodness.
green looked exactly the same. All right, this homeworld section is also on a cycle, so I want to do this bit quickly. Not that. That is a cycle, but it's not the one I'm worried about.
Yeah, there's a couple more enemies on electric platforms in a moment that we would like to make.
Yeah, I want to get this guy before he goes again.
Yep,
Good
very nice.
stuff.
So needed that key to open this as well, so.
Really important to land on that gem, because like sparks and everything in the level just freeze as soon as you talk to the balloonist. So if Sparks is like in the middle of collecting it, he'll just stop and you won't get it.
Yep, it's very fun. Cool, so Dreamweavers,
This has a whole bunch of long levels. They're pretty fun, but the difficulty ramps up a bit. This next one, Haunted Towers, I've recently decided is the best level in the game.
That's pretty good.
Big fan.
Yeah, so Haunted Towers is an interesting one. It's the only one that has the permanent super flame. So yeah, you've seen the super flame before in previous levels, or a previous level. This one has a secret area that has one that works for as long until you die or leave the level, basically. So what Dak's going to do is he's going to try and hightail it to that as quickly as possible, because there's a lot of enemies. There's like armored enemies that you need to. So this is the temporary one, but these armored enemies you cannot kill without the power-ups. So he needs
only just get enough time to make it to this door with this power-up. Very important to get that.
Yeah, definitely. There is another power-up like further down the level. There's like a little castle you can see there. There's another another temporary fire there, but yeah, you don't want to have to go out of your way for that one. So he's going to do some supercharge stuff here to make it to this island, and hey, he's at the little secret part, so.
Yeah, this is one of those areas that a lot of people wouldn't have found when they were playing casually.
Yeah, definitely.
It kind of baits you with the supercharge path as well.
There's no reason for it to be there.
Yeah, it makes it look like you're supposed to go one way, but...
Yeah. He wants to try and get flame charges on these armored enemies as well. It's kind of hard going down these stairs though. But yeah.
Super Flame's the only... Oh, Super Flame or Supercharge, I guess, are the only ways to break those chests.
Yep.
So.
But yeah, now he has the permanent Super Flame, or until he dies,
yes.
or leaves the level.
Very important not to die.
Yes. Yeah, dying is very bad because then he has to either come back here to get it again, or just try and deal with the temporary ones for the rest of the level. So, and it's hard to judge which one you need if you die. So just don't die.
Yeah, I don't know if you mentioned those armored enemies only die to the super flames.
Yes,
so
yeah.
That's another reason you really need it. Oh, why did I not like that? And you can break spring chests in one flame.
Yeah, that's also very nice.
I'm not going to charge that because I don't have enough health.
Yeah, there is actually...
Oh, come on.
There is actually like sparks. Like you take damage at certain points to actually. Because there's another fireworks chest you charge.
Yes, but there's a whole bunch of mushrooms.
But there's mushrooms around there, so like being on green sparks here is like not even an issue. And you take a death abuse right as you exit the level anyway. So.
Well, I try not to actually.
Oh, you're doing the. So yeah, like he charges that, but he immediately gets sparks back. So.
I probably will die, but like. Yeah. Hopefully not.
That'd be cool if you can get it. Yeah. Yeah. There's a really tough wall glide that he can do. Instead of the death abuse, which changes the level route pretty considerably as well.
Messes up your splits.
Yeah.
All right.
You got this. Nah, you need quite a. He actually got like the second part of that. He did actually start to. You could kind of see it, like he was just gliding down, and then he adjusts his angle, and all of a sudden he started to go like up.
Yeah.
That's the wall glides in this game are really powerful, but that one you need to kind of maintain that height the entire way to make it to those platforms. So
yeah, if you look at it from the other side, from where the platform is, it looks like it's so far away.
Yeah.
How did that not happen? That was weird.
I'm not sure.
So the enemies in this level are a bit strange. They're on these, like these fools will light up the room or like darken it. And when the rooms are dark, the enemies get bigger. And the big non-armored enemies, the dogs, can only be flamed. And the big armored turtles are completely invincible.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we have an anonymous $32 donation from anonymous saying, "Great Spyro run. Put this towards making Craigle Bagel play Spy vs. Spy on hard mode." Ooh.
Thank you for that. So yeah, important thing in this level is just to understand how the enemies work.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of easy to get hit there because there's a bunch of mushrooms.
The enemies in this level are real tough, for sure.
Yeah, I used to hate it. Like, until you understand how to dodge especially the turtles.
Yeah.
This level is just horrible.
Yeah, the turtles hit you very quickly, and they oh wow,
God,
you got arrowed. Yeah. Yeah, they shoot very quickly and very frequently as well. So.
Shout out to that Cupid killing the turtle form.
I must say.
Sparks. Thanks.
Stairs are hard, man. Yeah, also when those dogs are attacking, like biting you as well, their hitbox. Yeah, I don't think you can charge them, can you?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
during,
you can.
Yeah, you just kind of slide around them sometimes, I feel.
Right.
It's like, a lot of the times, like when they've been attacking, I've been like charging directly into them and you just like charge on the spot and just nothing happens.
Okay. No, like there you bait him into charging at you, so you can just do like a tiny charge and hit him. Then you absolutely do not want to die anywhere near here.
No.
Like after hitting the rocket and getting the dragon, but before collecting all the gems, dying is like. Actually, no. There's like a whole long section of this level where dying is really awesome.
Nice. Yeah, this level's layout is. I still don't even understand how
There's
the
like a
level
big
layout.
long secret path.
Yeah.
It's like half the level. So.
Yeah. But yeah, so the reason he said that is if you, well, nice little unintended jump there to save using the whirlwind. But yeah, if you don't collect, if you hit a fireworks chest and don't collect, I think there's like one specific gem that you need to collect in each chest for it to stay, like for all the gems to stay dispersed from it, like for the chest to stay open.
Yeah.
But if you die before you collect that specific gem, which who knows what it is, then yeah, you have to actually hit the fireworks like again to
Which means
break the
going
chest.
all the way around the secret path again.
Very bad, yeah.
All right, there is a random glitch you can get sometimes where one of those guys just doesn't shrunk. It doesn't get shrunk by the cannon.
Yeah.
Thankfully, didn't happen.
Yeah, the cannon just doesn't shoot far enough to hit him or something. I don't quite know. But yeah, the only way you can fix it is by dying and then trying it again. But yeah, it's pretty rare. Cool, so got the very last fight.
Yeah.
I like this one. So
Yeah,
there's
again, on a cycle.
Cycle, yeah.
It's not too bad. You just don't make any mistakes in the first section, and you can hit a train as he goes past.
Yeah.
Even if you miss it, though, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, definitely. Should be fine.
Yeah.
He's actually going to leave this last train here instead of, you might think it's probably quicker to get that, but he's actually going to use that for the animation skip at the end. He's going to fly and fly, yeah, into the track to get the animation skip,
Yeah,
which
I accidentally hit yes to try again there, but it's no big deal.
You just really love the flight, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can technically get an animation skip on those those flying enemies, but it's very hard because you have to actually end on their hitbox, which is...
Yeah, you need to flame them and then immediately pause and exit.
Yeah,
Which is bad because if you like miss the flame or you pause too early or something, you then just quit the flight without getting everything and you have to do the whole thing again.
It was a very small unintended jump actually to, again, save having to use the whirlwind.
Oh, I missed it.
Missed it, yeah. He also does not need the fairies.
Oh, I got the lag.
You got the lag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this game, there's certain points that... we earn 0 lives as well, we need to be careful. So there's certain points in this level that are very, very laggy. You might be able to tell the game just kind of slows down. That's one of those points. And because he's doing a charge glide, which is very, very quickly hitting charge and then glide, it's not common, but it can happen that it will just drop your glide input, and instead you'll just charge to your death. So it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, it's very sad.
Yeah.
Pour one out.
And that damage boost to get up onto the ledge is pretty good.
Yeah.
Some attacks just kind of have a weird knockback, where if you charge into a wall and then immediately get hit by them, you get sent like up and can get onto some ledges. That's the only time I make use of it, but it's doable in some other places as well.
You'll have to explain this, right? Because I'm actually not super familiar with this one. This is the big superchargy boy.
Yes. So I do some particular movement out here to force this balloon guy to be on the correct cycle. There's a couple different ways of doing it. That's the fastest. Oh, I missed the fairy. That's annoying. So I have to go around anyway. You need to kill the 2 balloon guys and break all the fairy chests in one glide around.
Yeah.
And then that activates this whirlwind. And then once I collect this dragon, I'm going to do a pretty cool supercharge. Hopefully. Many runs have died to this trick. And I have 0 lives
Yes,
as well. So
yeah.
Fun times.
Probably should have got that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Oh, well. That's fine. Just get a first try. Easy.
Yeah.
Okay, no problems. Yeah.
So that is not an easy jump.
No. oh my goodness.
That would have been great if I died to
Yeah.
that after getting the supercharge jump. That guy's on a bad cycle, so I'm going to leave him until after I do this stuff. Because you have to wait for these fairies anyway, so it's kind of,
It's not so bad.
yeah.
I don't know how that flamed in a while. You have to do that charge jump a second time.
That one I've never died to, it's only ever the first
It's only the
time
first
that
one. Maybe because there's less things on the screen or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Cool. Back up to 1 life.
Yeah, that was the key chest, so you have to get that
Yeah.
kind of towards the end.
Yeah, you almost always see the key chest towards the end of the level because they'll put the key somewhere at the end and then you'll have to backtrack to find it.
Yeah.
So it's very common for some weird routes wherever there's a key chest in the level.
Alright, I think I blew, no, I upgraded it.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, there's some routes that actually flame that fireworks chest and then collect the dragon.
Yeah, you're at risk of crashing the game doing that.
Yeah, if you free the dragon and the fireworks chest explode at the same time, the game will just crash. So
yeah, I didn't want to risk that.
yeah, please, it's such a small time save. All right, we got Jacques, and this level's hard to do fast.
Yeah. The previous level, this one, and then the next level, all in a row, is it's brutal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you go very, very long in this level again without rescuing a dragon as well. So, yeah, a death anywhere in sort of the first half means you go all the way back to the start of the level.
I get the one cycle cake, yeah.
Wave skip. Oh, he's not going to make it, I don't think. Maybe. Oh, yeah, easy. No problems.
Didn't get the layer skip, but
Yeah.
still made it.
Yeah, so you basically it's just called cake, where we do it without having to flame those enemies a second time.
And then there is a whole bunch more stuff in the level, but I'm going to go to the boss early. Just the routing ends up quicker this way. There's like 2 paths to get to the boss.
Yeah,
We used to do both parts and then finish on the boss, but
that sounds
turns
slow.
out to be turns out to be faster to kind of do the boss midway through.
He's also going to go up and collect these gems and then go down and collect Jacques' gems just because it takes for a few seconds for him to actually die and spit out all the gems.
Yeah.
Left this dragon again, the same reason we left the one in Ice Cavern is because the walk will send you back the way you need to go anyway, so it saves like maybe a second. If
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not a lot. These enemies suck.
Yeah, I missed that guy. Come on. So I'm going to try and do a tough cycle here. Nope. I missed the flame charge on this guy, so it's just over immediately. So I'm going to have to wait for this guy to unactivate and then redo it.
Yeah, you need to actually flame this guy to lower a platform on the other side here.
Yeah, this one.
This one, so, and when he, and then he'll raise it so you can actually get to this part of the level. So, yeah, you have to be very quick. If you're leaving gems and stuff to collect, like you flame them and then collect it, it's quite tight, so.
I have 1 life?
Yes.
Yeah, 1. So I'll get the one down here as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually getting all 4 of those in one glide is not as easy as you might think. You might just think, oh, I'll just, ooh, nice.
All right.
That's not a super hard wall glide. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think either.
actually pretty easy. Yeah.
And you got one.
Yeah,
Oh, you got the one down there. Yeah.
I only need one for Twilight Harbor, but I just wanted to have two.
Yeah, sure.
Ease.
But yeah, getting those 4 enemies on those pillars is actually not as easy. You might think just glide straight at it and go all the way down would be easy. But no, you have to kind of go wide a little bit. Otherwise, you'll go too high for the lower ones. Like you'll flame the first couple and then the flame just won't hit the last ones because you're too high. So.
Also, unlike in other Spyro games, if you charge out of a glide, you're stuck in that charge until you hit the ground. You can't then glide again. All right, last time what?
Yeah, this one's quite short compared to the rest. There's only 2 levels, the boss, and then the bonus level. So, but the first of these is long and it is quite difficult as well. It's difficult to do well, and the second one can be difficult as well. So it's just hard.
But first, clear out the stuff around here. We won't be talking to that balloonist, so just need to clear out his gems.
You have to free that dragon to get into Twilight Harbor as well, don't you?
That's true. So there's lots of enemies in this level that you can't flame charge, so you just kind of have to flame them and try and catch the gems out of the air, but... Oh, come on.
Again, charging into it to home them all in.
Also these guys that take 2 hits, but we can hit them with the...
Ooh, nice bonk. That's my favorite. I get that all the time.
Could be one.
Yeah, at least you didn't die.
I am not going to die.
No.
I am going to die, okay.
Well. Alright.
This guy. Did I kill him?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Cool. Alright, so I need to get another life somewhere, but there's loads in this level.
There's loads in Twilight Harbor as well. So.
Yeah. Oh, I've killed these guys already.
Yeah, I think you did, yeah. There you go, so that was how it was supposed to be done. Alright, cool. Okay, hopefully cool trick here, where if you charge this guy at the right angle, that strong chest over there, usually you're supposed to hit, there's a barrel you can kind of see up in the top right there. You're supposed to hit that barrel to destroy that chest. But that's slow because you have to backtrack. If you charge that guy right at the right angle as he's throwing his TNT, the explosion is big enough to actually take out that strong chest.
It makes the explosion radius massive.
It's
like
huge,
it kills an
yeah.
enemy through the wall as well.
Yeah, well, we'll point out the enemy. It's really far into the level that it kills, so you'll just see a gem laying there instead of an enemy. It's quite massive.
It's the last barrel guy on this bridge. This
So that gem
blue
there,
gem would
that
be an
that
enemy,
explosion
yeah.
actually killed that
So
enemy.
bad.
Yeah, you can kill all 4 of those guys without getting hit there, but that's a little tricky.
You don't technically need that key. You can break the key chest with an exploding barrel, but it's faster to use the key. Because you can you can get them to home in. But, okay. Get the rats.
Oh no, you're getting looped.
Oh yeah, the music.
No.
No.
If the music loops, you know, you've gone a little too slow. Yeah. That's all right. So you got Twilight Harbor. Twilight Harbor can be very, very short, but taking a hit in that level can very easily like spiral down into getting hit and then dying.
Yeah, these guys with the machine guns can
yeah.
combo you.
Yeah. Yeah. The Doritos guns.
I have one life, okay. Yeah, I'll just go for the route. There's a couple different routes in this level. Depending on how many lives you have, you can either do 1 death abuse or 2 death abuses. Yeah, I've got the option to either collect another life and do the safer 2 death abuse route, or not do that.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, because you really want to have 0 lives at the end of this level. There's a trick in the following level where you want to death abuse, and it's faster to actually get a game over. So.
Whoops. Yeah. Yeah. Case in point, it's very, very easy to just get hit multiple times by these guys. their radius is just like this. So you think you've dodged them and then they come back around. So that's right, there's some fodder up ahead. So. Also the grenade guys as well, their explosion radius is massive as well. So you think you've gone like meters from it and then all of a sudden you get hit by it and it's like, okay. So you have to be careful with the big enemies in this level for sure.
Nope, that's fine.
Come back around.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, it's a cool route. So normally you would have to, the other route, the 2 death abuse route, normally you would do this area first. So you get the supercharge, you'd come up the ramp, you'd do this area, and then you death abuse there. But because you need the supercharge to break that strong chest anyway, you would then death abuse, and then you go a second route, go back, get all the gems along the path, plus the strong chest, death abuse again, spawn back at that dragon. But yeah, Dak did it with just the one.
Yeah, it's really important to not take damage here.
Yeah.
But in order to make the next level easier.
Yeah, he needs 0 lives, but he needs ideally full sparks. So going into the next level. She has done.
I guess I'll let you explain credits.
I can try. So yeah, he's going to focus because missing this if he dies on this, it loses a lot of time. So this is the final boss. This is Nasty Nork. There's a whole level before it. There's a couple of kind of phases to it. The first phase is you just collect some keys to lower this platform so you can access him. There's a few gems as well. But basically, once you actually get to fighting Nork, you follow him around a path, you flame him once, and then the very last time you follow another path to flame him a second time to kill him. But the second you flame Nork, you complete, like, Spyro stops and it basically the game is over and it'll just roll this unskippable cutscene, unskippable credits. It's like 2.5 minutes long. We don't want to do that. So instead, what he's going to try and do, and hopefully he can pull it off, he's actually going to try and get out of bounds and glide and flame Nasty Nork from below. And then while the game takes away control from him, while Nasty Nork is dying and doing his death animation, he's going to try and fly into like a plane of lava and die himself, which will give him a game over. It will still register that he's killed Nasty Nork and he's collected Nasty Nork's gems, but it'll spawn him back in the home world with a game over. So hopefully we can see it here. Hopefully he can just pull it off and that'll explain it better than I ever did. So.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, I'll try and explain it as he does it. So the reason why he needs gold sparks, so he needs to actually take damage here, because there's a particular animation he's looking for, gets a proxy off him, or like a bounce off him, And then he wants to go under the level. Yeah, that's good. And then he wants to flame, so you can see that's really, really good.
Yeah.
First try is good. But you can see he lost control. The camera tried to pan, but basically he wants all 4 purple gems, all 4 25 gems that Nork gives him. But he also doesn't want the credits to trigger. And as it so turns out, if you do that, you'll die right after you collect the 100 gems, and you'll respawn. Like you'll die before you trigger the credits, basically. So yeah, that saves like 2.5 minutes or something. It's very, very worthwhile, and quite a hard trick to do.
Yeah, that's definitely the scariest thing in any like resetless run.
Yeah, definitely. It's why a lot of it's why only the thing that top runners really do, because it's just so far into the run, and it's like if you miss it, then you lose. If you die,
you lose about a minute.
You lose about a minute. Yeah, if you die without getting all 4 gems, then yeah, it's a minute time loss because you spawn. If it's a game over, this is another way. You can actually see the debris there. That's going to kill that.
That was very far too many frames.
Yeah.
It's also possible to accidentally trigger the credits when you're doing credit skip, which is the opposite of what we want to happen.
Accidentally?
Yeah, like you get the proxy and flame him underneath, but don't land in the lava.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because it actually you just keep sort of gliding because you have no control. You just sort of keep gliding into the death plane, and because you don't hit the death plane quick enough, yeah, you'll still trigger the credits. Like you need to hit that lava to get to die quick enough to not trigger the credits. So it just so happens that everything sort of lines up that works.
Yeah.
So.
Also, yeah, this is Nasty's loot. It's the bonus level. We're
Yeah.
getting the extra 20%.
So you can get the nice manip.
Both
That's
planes.
good. So he wanted to get the early plane. That second one's a little harder. You could sort of hug the wall there. He was basically delaying when the plane would start flying until he sort of come back in and he started flying and got him right at the start of the cycle. That plane is really, really hard if you do it the intended way. It's very fast. So
Time will be reasonably soon.
yeah, be ready for that for sure. Nice.
There's no like boss or anything at the end here. We just have to collect a bunch of gems and then leave.
Everyone's favorite room in the game.
Yeah.
It's just filled with
It's
25
yeah,
gems.
it's like 1,000 gems.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right, time in a sec. And time. No, that's
No!
not time. Oh my god!
You missed the 10 gem.
I think I know where it is. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
It's like right at the start.
Did everyone like loot? We're going back in. Unfortunately, he needs to go through return home. Like he still needs to go through the return home portal again, so he needs to actually do the level again.
Oh my word.
Even if the gem's right at the start, because that's what triggers the 120% ending. So.
Need to get all the keys.
Yep.
Sight. Is it one of these? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was sure I'd got all this. Which means I have to get the planes again, so that's more stuff I can potentially fly
Yeah,
on.
potentially miss. Hopefully not. Yeah, go ahead.
So we have $5.97 from Dedigitize saying, "Greetings from your friends in the US. It's not too much, but I hope you can reach your goal."
Very good, thank you.
Alright.
You can see this early plane again, because I don't think we really did it justice. So he sort of hugs the wall. There you go. So the plane actually like starts flying pretty much as you're flying under the plane as well. So
No, you still need the
Yeah, you
height.
yeah,
Yeah, so essentially the higher you get in the level, the higher you can fly. Which? What's on there?
Oh, what's that one? Those all honed in, though. That was weird.
Yeah, I was sure I got those.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I can just go in here now. And that's time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so
Cool.
that's
That was 120. Yeah.
mostly happy with that. I
Yeah.
got credit skip. I can't
Credit skip
complain
first
too
try
much,
is very
and then-
nice. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
haven't done that in ages.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's one of the worst things you can do. Is yeah. Oh well, it happens. All good. We got Banjo Kazooie next. That's right. Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely stay tuned for that one. So. Here we go again. Cool.